Good morning, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Are you up and about and ready to slay this busy day? Because it's going to be a busy day. We're working on the turkey, but let me just bring you up to speed. I got my, you want to see my dressing?
Are you going to show them again in a second?
I will. I'll show them again. But if anybody's on already, there is the dressing from last night. Little corner piece missing there. I'll leave it uncovered so we can show others when they come
We're actually
on.
about 5 minutes early.
We're early. Go figure. That never happens. What happened? Anyway, I've got tea going. I've got collard greens going. I've got green beans going. And in just a few minutes, after we get the turkey, I got ham in the crock pot. And once we get the turkey in, I'm going to peel potatoes. 10 pounds of potatoes. And I don't use a vegetable peeler. I use a knife.
Give me a tissue so I can clean this camera. It
Okay.
looks a little dingy. I've never done that on live.
Excuse the paper towel that's fixing to come your way.
You clean it real quick. All right, here you go, guys.
How's that?
Oh, that's more better.
More
Hey,
better.
that's the wrong way. You turned the camera around.
Oops. Sorry.
Here we go. Hang on. That's the wrong way.
Y'all got a good view of Bryant, didn't you, this morning?
There we go. Another blooper.
That was a surprise.
All right.
All right, so just tell me that when I need to get started on the turkey preparations.
Hang on, guys. Here we
Because she
have.
needs to get in the oven.
I know you got to help me here because you've changed the contrast of the video settings when you did that.
Did you fix it?
No,
I'm coming around.
it's zoomed in way too far now. All right, let's try that, see if that works. Okay, here we
I'm
go.
going to cut those lights off. It looks like there's a glare.
I'll fix it. It's still too far, but it's not near as good as it was last night. All right,
Try cutting those lights out.
I'll cut those lights out.
I'm going to come around and just see what we're looking at.
Last night we had a much confined, more restricted. All right, don't worry about it. Let's roll with it.
Well, and I think it may have been taller, too, last night.
It wasn't.
Okay. Okay, so it is what it is. So hopefully you guys can see. And if not, we'll blame the cameraman. He'll just have to move the camera. So you may get a little jiggly this morning. So I have taken the turkey out of the brine. And I've washed her off because if I left that brine on there,
How you know it's a her?
well, whatever, the turkey.
His name's Tom.
Okay. And anyway, I've dried him off and got him in the pan. Now we'll work on him in a minute, but I first want to prep some vegetables and celery, and I'm just going to cut them into, 4-inch pieces. And then the ones that have tops, I'm going to leave the tops on them. So I'm just kind of cutting in some of the long ones. I'm just cutting into pieces. All right, and my onion here, I'm going to probably cut it into 6 chunks. This is going inside, so you can actually leave the root and top on if you wanted to, but I'll cut mine off for aesthetic purposes. So yeah, I'm going in with about 6 chunks of onion. And they'll fall apart like that one did. That's totally fine. Alright, so now I've got my vegetables ready and out of the way. I'm going to set them aside. Let me put this over there. Alright. Now, and I've got some room temperature butter. That's very important. I'm going in with salt and pepper and sage. And I just make a little mixture. of, and I do equal parts, probably salt and pepper, and probably twice as much sage. And then I just take my fingers and I mix it. And if I think it looks like it needs a little more salt, which I do, I'm going to add some more salt. Okay, there we go. So I just make a little mixture of salt, pepper, and sage. Okay, so let me move this out of the way. Guys, if you're just jumping on here, I'm just showing you how I do my turkey, and I am not a professional. You'll hear the words trussing your turkey. That is where you take twine and you go around the turkey and you tie the legs up. I don't do that just because I never have cotton twine. I think, yes, it does probably help everything cook evenly, and that's why they do that. But I don't do that. Now, after I've washed and dried my bird, I'm going to look her or him for any feathers or hairs or anything like that. And I left one on here because I wanted to show you, especially around the bottom of the legs. You'll see this little thing right here, and that's just a feather, and it plucks right out. No big deal. And I'm just checking, and sometimes you'll see little hairs. Not really a full-blown feather, but a hair, like a little prickly hair, and you can singe those off, or you can just pluck them, and I just soon pluck them. Now the wings, I do try to fold the wings under. Sometimes I can't get it. Sometimes they decide to pop back out, but I don't fight with it long. But I do pick the bird up, and I just fold the wing underneath.
Somebody asked where you got your top at.
Kato's. Yeah, see? And the wings just stayed right under her, and it sits her up, or the bird up. It sits her up where this cavity right here is now closed a little better, which will aid in helping her cook evenly. I do try to cross the legs, be ladylike and cross your legs, but if it falls apart, it does. Okay, so what I want to do first is I like to put a little bit of my mixture. Let me just tell you, I am not a neat cook when it comes to this. I put a little bit inside and I rub it on the top of her cavity.
Have you told him what's in your mixture?
Yeah, salt, pepper, and sage. Yeah, I just made it for him.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. He wasn't paying attention. He was getting the computer up. Okay, so, and I just definitely want to get the cavity good. And I want to go ahead and finish with the cavity. So I'm actually going to I've got my softened butter, and I'm just going to take a couple tablespoons and just rub that inside and just drop it down in there. So now I'm going to take some of my celery. I'm going to stick in there. I'm also going to take some of these that don't have leaves, and I'm just going to set them around her. And just so I can get this flavor everywhere. Now, and I'll stick some in going this way. And I save the ones with leaves because I just think they're pretty. And I stick them out where the leaves are popping out. Okay, same with the onions. I want to stick several onions in here. And then I can plant some. They'll fall down in the rack, but that's okay because they'll flavor everything. And I always go in both sides of the cavity if I can. If not, I just throw onions everywhere. Okay, so now what we want to do is I want to kind of see if I can get up underneath the skin here. I don't want to poke a hole in the skin, but I do want to get up under, and I'm just making room with my hand.
Massaging.
Just kind of opening it up a little bit because I want to put some butter in there and some of that seasoning if I can. but I don't want to risk breaking the skin. Alright, so I'm going to take a little bit of this butter. And by all means, if you have wrong rings, take them off. And I just keep putting chunks of butter up under there. And then you can kind of close the skin and squish that butter out to where it's evenly distributed. Now, I might take a little bit of this. I don't want to sprinkle much on the inside of that. So now I'm going to take what leftover butter I have, and we're going to, and this is one reason you want your turkey as dry as you can, just so this butter will kind of grab to it. Now, I could use a brush and brush this on, but hey, my hands are already messy. Why not just go on with my hands? And you want to try to butter everything. Don't forget the legs. Don't forget the edge of the wings, the back of the neck, or up here at the head. You just want this butter everywhere. You can see it's sticking to my hands. And you can try again to cross the legs, but I don't. It doesn't matter to me. I don't worry about if it's trussed or the legs are closed. All right, so I've got her greased down good. And you can see it's piling up. I'm going to just put a pile right here in the top, because as it melts and as it butters, did somebody say I needed an apron? You'll have to do it. You'll have to do it.
How's that?
That's good. Save my shirt. But anyway, as I leave these chunks of butter, as it melts, it'll just kind of roll down the bird and get it all delicious. So now I'm going to take the rest of my seasoning and I just sprinkle this season mixture, which is salt, pepper, and sage. And I would say I use 1 part salt, 1 part pepper, 2.5, 3 parts sage. You could use poultry seasoning if you wanted to. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. She is ready. I need tinfoil, Dad, if you'd get me the heavy-duty tinfoil. Let me wash my hands real quick. That's one thing if you work with poultry. You need to be extra careful. You need to Clorox your area really good. Wash your hands really good.
After you're done.
After you're done. I do not wash. I did wash my turkey because I needed to get the brine off. You want to show them the brine while I'm getting my hands clean?
Yeah, I'll show you the brine. All right, if you guys were with us yesterday, you heard her say that she created her brine. It's
and I do it in a big pot.
Yeah, this is a I think it's about a 6-gallon pot, maybe a 7-gallon pot. Whose brine? This was the Pioneer Woman's brine.
Yes, Pioneer Woman.
You can see the citrus in there. You can see the rosemary, the bay leaves, the peppercorns, apple cider, water, salt, pepper. Anything I'm missing, sweetie?
Rosemary.
Rosemary.
Say garlic.
Garlic.
Orange peel,
bay leaves. And so that's actually in the brine. And that's what that turkey has been soaking in for how long, sweetheart?
24 hours at least.
Okay.
And and I rinsed it off because there's lots of salt in that. Oh, there's brown sugar in that brine as well.
Brown sugar, too.
Light
brown sugar.
So we are just going to get, I'm going to stuff that that celery in there. Now I tinfoil my turkey to begin with, and then at the end, usually when I take the tinfoil off, it's brown enough. But if it needs browning, I take the temple off at the end.
All right, tell them how you've got your oven heating.
My oven is on like 425, 450. Hang on, let me get this tightened down. I need another piece. My oven is on like 450, 425, but as soon as I put Tom in there, or Tomette, in the oven, I'll turn it down to 325. I will then time it 15 minutes per pound, and she is a 15 3/4 pound turkey. So I will start checking her and seeing the internal temperature around 3.5 hours, but it could go as much as like 4.25 hours. But I don't want it to overcook, so I start checking it before that time is up. So I start checking it, and we'll see where it's at.
Tell them why you don't want to overcook.
If you overcook, she will be dry as a bone.
And turkey's not supposed to be
Dry.
That's right.
And this is one thing I found with this brine is I've had dry turkeys in the past. One thing I did by accident one year was I accidentally cooked it upside down, and that was delicious because the drippings went down to the breast. Now it wasn't aesthetically pleasing, it wasn't pretty, but it actually turned out really good, even though I did it wrong by accident. That was in the early years of my cooking. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember. It was good.
But it was so good. But that's because all the juices went down to the breast. So if some people cook it breast side down on purpose. I didn't do it on purpose, but it ended up working out good for me. But this brining this turkey has never turned out dry ever. So I would suggest brining your turkey, but I know it's an extra step that not everybody does. We have deep fried, we have smoked, we have just roasted like traditional, but I like this way the best. All right, let me finish getting this temple on. It's loud, so I won't talk while I'm doing that. My wrap fell off center. All right, guys.
When it's close to getting done, do you uncover it and brown it on broil for a little bit?
I don't broil it unless it's completely done and the skin is just as pale white as it can be. Then I would broil it, but I do uncover it at the end if it needs browning. But like I said, sometimes I've taken the temple off and it's just as brown and beautiful as it can be. So I guess I never know till I take the temple off. So I'm going in the oven, guys. I'm not going in the oven. The turkey's going in the oven. All right, and I'm going to turn it down to 325.
And for those joining late, you preheated it to what?
I think I had it on 450. I just wanted it good and hot when the turkey went in. And now I've turned it down to 325, 15 minutes per pound. What you want to show them?
What you got going so far?
Okay, collard greens back there in the back. That was a last minute request from Bryant. Isaac brought me these collard greens. His job took him to a farm, and he bought me some collard greens, and I froze them and put them up. And here I've got green beans going, and I'm just turning them on low, just letting them cook. Tea.
Show everybody your dressing
The
that you
dressing
prepared
from
last night.
night.
Good morning, Chef Jeffrey.
Hey, Chef. I am so excited about you being on the news. That was so cool, and what a thoughtful thing. Our church, this is the first year our church has not been able to do that, and it seems like something happened that we weren't able to feed people, but what a thoughtful thing. But here is the dressing. Who want?
Isaac.
That would be my child.
Yeah.
What do you think?
They're good.
It's good. Listen, I'm gonna have to cut that out. You're using the same fork. Here, I gotta cut out a piece now. So therefore, I get to try.
How moist was it, Mom?
It looks delicious. Let me show them the texture. Oh, perfect. Is that focused?
Yes. Looks really good.
Oh my goodness. It is so moist. Somebody asked me if it came out, they asked if it came out like a pudding?
Yeah, that's what they asked.
No, it's not a pudding. It's a bread.
Well, no, it wasn't a pudding. It was a
Custard.
custard.
Because of the eggs.
Yeah. He wants more.
Take it.
The sun.
I'm telling y'all, it is so good.
You start to get a glare from the back.
Is it the windows?
Yes.
Okay, let me come this way.
There you go.
Y'all, it is so good. It is so moist. It cuts out in squares just like you saw. Forgive me, my mouth's full.
Chef was picking on Isaac for double dipping.
Yeah. Hey, I have a sign in my kitchen that says, "In this kitchen, we lick the spoon."
It's all family.
But it is family. But I did cut out around where he. But that's okay. We do double dip. All right. Well, oh, and in here I have a ham.
Ham.
I didn't know if I would have time to do an oven, get it in the oven, so I just put it in the crock pot. There it is. I've got some crushed pineapple on it. I haven't glazed it yet. I'm just warming it up.
Because it's already cooked.
It's pre-cooked, yeah.
It's a spiral pre-cooked.
So, let's see, what else do I have? I've got my cake over there. I've got sweet potato pie in the refrigerator that I need to get out. And so I don't want them cold. Tea, I need to get out my big urn to do tea. Caroline is doing yams, macaroni, broccoli casserole. And so, yeah. I don't know. What else?
That's it, ma'am.
That's it. Well, happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Come here, Isaac.
Show me your cranberry sauce.
I want to see my baby. Can they see my baby? He's a big baby. This is my son Isaac. For those of you that are new to my channel, I don't think he's been on since I had a good surge in subscribers. So this is our youngest child, Isaac. You probably know Caroline. He's still eating the dressing. We may have dressing for Thanksgiving.
Or we may not.
Or we may not. but I know who it'll go home with.
Show me your cranberries you made.
Excuse me.
In case I didn't see that on the video the other day.
I made cranberry sauce, homemade and canned it up, and it's delicious. I put some cinnamon and some pineapple in it, of course sugar and cranberries, and it is delicious. So we have that for today.
Tara Creamer, I think's her name, Tara Creamer. She said try putting pineapple in my cranberry sauce this year, and it tastes amazing.
Isn't it good? I know, and I do it in my applesauce. I put pineapple in my applesauce, and it just it doesn't take over the flavor because you still have the flavor of the cranberries, you still have the flavor of the apples and the applesauce, but it just elevates it somehow. And I just love putting pineapple in things, especially fruit type compote stuff. But anyway, okay, guys, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to tinfoil this up before Isaac eats it all. And I'm going to clean off my area and start cleaning the dining room table and getting things set and ready. We're going to eat around 3-ish. So I'm way ahead of schedule, but I like to do that so I'm not rushed and I can sit down and watch the Macy's Day Parade, which is on right now. Oh, here's one of my sweet potato pies. You can't see it good, but anyway, that's one of them. I didn't freeze them. I did choose to stick them in the refrigerator.
Why did you put them in the bag?
Well, just so they didn't get the flavors from the refrigerator, because I've got onions, I've got celery, I've got all kinds of things going in the refrigerator, and I didn't want those flavors to get on my pie. I want it to taste like this sweet potato pie, so I put them in a bag.
Somebody asked what state and place you live in.
I am in North Carolina, right in the center of the state. Actually very close to the North Carolina Zoo. Very close. Are there any questions before we get off here? Anything you'd like to know about our Thanksgiving?
Summer says, or her question is, with your recent weight loss and your healthy journey, how are you going to eat today, or what you going to eat?
I'm gonna eat everything that's on the table. Actually, I started a couple of days ago loosening the reins a little bit. So I'm going to enjoy. I'm not going to eat much today during the day until supper, until we eat our big meal, and that'll probably be all that I eat. Now I'll still take it slow, or not slow, but I'll have small portions of everything.
So you're going to do some intermittent fasting?
Sort of, yeah. And but I did just take a bite of the dress. But I'm basically going to just eat small portions today and enjoy everything that's on the table, and then I'm going to tighten the reins tomorrow, with the exception of Saturday. I guess starting Sunday, I'll really, when I say tighten the reins, I mean really tighten the reins and do nothing but my fuelings and water, and and I'll do that until our goodie night at Christmas. I just have certain days of the season that I'm going to indulge. Now, let me tell you, we're fixing to start Vlogmas, and we do an Advent where we open up something every day, and one of them is chocolates. So Bryant may be eating a lot of chocolate, and I just get to taste it. But during the season, I'm going to have a few special days that I decide to loosen the reins, and then the rest of the time I'll tighten them back up.
Somebody asked, when will you be live back again today? About 2:45?
Good question.
About 2:45?
Yeah, that's fine.
Once the table's set?
Yeah, and that may be the time that I'm crazy. And so what Bryant may do is just kind of get the camera out and go around and show what's happening, because people will be coming in, bringing their food. We'll be setting up the bar. It gets a little chaotic because there's children running around. We'll probably have 3 children here today, Judah, Levi, and my niece's son, Gabe. So we will, it may be a little crazy, but we'll come live, and my family can wish you all a happy Thanksgiving.
Somebody asked about using barbecue sauce on the turkey.
Oh,
what's your thoughts?
I probably don't. I don't know. I would never have thought of that, because I don't think of barbecue and turkey going together. But yet, you got cranberry sauce with the turkey.
You have barbecue chicken?
You do have barbecue chicken. Mm-hmm. I would do a rub, like a barbecue rub, and then at the end, barbecue glaze, if that's the way I was going to go with that. But I've never done that. That's interesting. I may try that like during the year, not for Thanksgiving, but during the year.
Someone asked about, are you going to make any sweet potatoes today?
Yes and no. I have taught my daughter how to make candy jams, and she is going to be in charge of making the candy jams. So I made them to go to Bryant's family's Thanksgiving, and she will make them to come here. And it just helps lighten the load with having so much going in the oven, and we got 2 houses doing it. So she took over the candy jam making. That was a dish that my mama was famous for. She passed it to me, taught me how to make it. I have now taught Caroline how to make it, and it's just something we're gonna pass down the line. I need to teach Isaac. Isaac is actually, out of my 2 children, he's the one that really, really likes to cook. So I need to teach. I have never taught him how to make the candy jams, so I need to teach him how, so he can pass it down to his children. Any other questions? Anything else?
Joy Crockett says she got her hair cut and it looks like yours.
Yay! Don't you love it? It is so easy. Like, it takes me 2 seconds. Sometimes I'm like, why do I even get the dryer out? Because it like dries in like 2.2 seconds, and there's really no styling to it much.
So somebody was asking about your apple cider vinegar.
Oh, I've got it back there in my canning room.
It's close.
Yeah, and it's not quite vinegar yet, but it's getting close. Like it's losing that. It turns to alcohol first, and it's had a pretty strong alcohol flavor and smell, and it is now losing that and has more of a vinegar smell. But I'm probably going to check it. I probably won't really check to see if it's vinegar until maybe after Christmas.
Somebody wants to know what time it is here so they can be ready at 2:45. It's 9:56.
It's 9:56. I'll start to ask her, but I know if I say her name, everybody else's will go off. So I'm not going to say the Alexa name. I said
Chef Jeffrey said he's going to grow a stash like mine. I'm going to shave it. I'm going to shave it this week, Chef.
I thought he was going to like grow everything out because it's like what is that? The No Shave November thing? Mm-hmm. But he surprised me Sunday morning with just a mustache. So
Kim B wants to know, is there a video of you just canning the cranberry sauce?
yes, there is. I think if you just when you go to YouTube in the search bar, put the Farming Pastor's Wife cranberry sauce. I think is what it's named. Excuse me, I'm gonna have to cough.
You okay?
Yeah, I got a little strangled or something. Not really strangled, but something was.
That was on the Women of Faith collab, I think, right?
Yes, it was. Cranberry Celebration is in the name of it too.
Yeah, and your tech savvy husband just put it in the link for him.
Oh,
the feed.
Look at there. It's now down in the comments. So there's the link to the video. My tech savvy husband. Y'all, I have a collab coming up on December 5th. My video of this collab will go. Good gracious. Will go up. And there's a logo, and there is another picture that has to. I don't know how to put a logo in, so I'm like gonna just do a still shot of that logo and add that into the video somewhere. Anyway, but I am not tech savvy at all. I don't edit much on my videos. I mean, I put the pieces together, but I don't do any really special editing. And so when the lady says you have to use the logo, I'm like, I don't have a clue. So anyway, I'm gonna just add it in somewhere somehow. But anyway,
I'll figure it out.
It's a candy collab coming up, and it's all month long of December. And my video of this collab will come up on December 5th. It is hosted by Southern Roots by Sherry, and so I'm excited about that. I don't know exactly which candy I'm going to do yet. Hold on one more second. I have a tickle in my throat. That Dr. Pepper Zero fixes anything. Maybe it's that pepper or something. I don't know. But anyway, sorry. Okay. Well, if that's it, we're going to sign off, and we'll be back, I guess, around 2:45. And I will see you then. I may be crazy, and I may not have any hair left at that point, but we'll see you back then.
Tell them to ignore the loudness.
Yes, ignore the loudness, ignore the screaming children you'll hear. It's going to be chaotic. I'm going ahead and warning you. But y'all, before we sign off, while it's calm, I want to tell you how thankful I am for you, how thankful I am for YouTube and this platform, that not only I get to share my love of cooking with you guys, and I get to have you in a way in my kitchen, and I get to talk to you guys in my kitchen, but I also get to share my Jesus with you. And I hope, above all else, before you learn anything about cooking, before you learn that you don't like a certain thing about cooking, the one thing I want you to know is to see Jesus. So that's my heart's desire. But I am so very, very thankful for you guys. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing this. And I appreciate you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. Bryant does too. He loves each and every one of you. We are so thankful that you love our Couch Time segment. And you're fixing to get that almost daily. Now, you won't get a sermon upload daily, but we'll have a certain kind of couch time every day when Vlogmas starts. Remember, Vlogmas will start on the Saturday after Thanksgiving. This coming Saturday.
That's kind of how Couch Time got
Originated,
originated, because
yeah.
everybody loved the wrap up
yeah.
from the
Yeah.
Vlogmas.
We would sit and we would give like marital advice, family advice. We did some kind of talk on the Couch Time, and everybody loved it. And that's how the weekend wrap up Couch Time was originated, was through last year's Vlogmas. So you're fixing to get it daily. So anyway, I'm excited, and I will see you guys at 2:45 Eastern Standard Time. And remember, the grease is hot enough. You can fry anything. Bye, y'all. Happy Thanksgiving!